So for part one of Congo, we're going to take a look at Peter Elliot, Karen Ross, and Amy, the talking gorilla. While we have a card back here, I think it's worth noting what's absent, and that is the two deluxe figures, which is an additional one of Monroe and another gorilla. But also there's a main character in the movie which wasn't featured in the line, which is Herkimer Homolka, who was Tim Curry's character. He doesn't exist at all in the book. He was completely made for the movie, which makes me wonder why he wasn't included in the line. You could argue it's because his character gets killed, with his head gets crushed. That's spoilers, I guess. But so does Kahega. More spoilers. Also, there's something about this line where they were really into this movie poster with the kind of shocked looking Amy, I guess, that's on everything, because it's also on the vehicles. They put the whole thing here, and it's featured very prominently on the card. So first here I have Dr. Karen Ross with her ultra laser cannon in quotes and power diamond. If you've been watching some other videos I've already done a kind of a review of her in comparison to the Kenner Ripley figure from the Aliens line, in which this figure is largely tooled from. So I already have a Karen Ross here out of the package that I opened on another one. I'm gonna keep that one closed for I don't know why. I do think it is worth looking at her in comparison to what her character looks like in the movie. One of the funny things about Karen Ross's figure is seems like Kenner likes to give movie characters laser guns, and she's one of the few cases where that actually is accurate. Although the laser gun in the movie is much smaller, the diamond, of course, is much smaller too. The laser in the movie is also a communications laser that she stuffs an entire diamond into, which turns it into a killing machine that she uses to roast a bunch of killer apes. But in terms of the outfit, she looks, the colors are kind of correct, but that's about it. Like in the movie, she's got like a long safari jacket, long blonde hair, and a ball cap that she wears a lot, and much less in the way of leather straps and skin-tight pants. So since we have focused on her before, I don't want to spend too long on it and get on to in the movie he's a doctor, he's a primatologist, Peter Elliot, with nightscope backpack and tracer assault weapon. So the Congo figure card backs don't feature anything about the characters. They just have kind of this generic text about the movie. So I'm just gonna pull him out. So here is Peter Elliot himself, who is played by Dylan Walsh, I believe, in the movie. The likeness is just, I don't think they really tried to pattern it off of the actor much at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just a resculpt from another line. His body seems to be taken, from best I can tell, a Harpoon Harrison from the Jurassic Park Dino Trackers line. I think they've changed his arms, so he's got sleeves. There's been some retooling here to give him a shirt, because the Harpoon Harrison figure is just shirtless to show off his six-pack and pecs that he wrestles dinosaurs with. So that explains why our primatologist doctor is so buff. So Peter Elliot comes with two accessories. His nightscope backpack, which pegs into his back G.I. Joe style, flips down in front of his face so you can spot the monkeys in the dark, which is kind of a reference to the movie. And he also comes with a tracer assault weapon, which I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it fires tracer bullets. Maybe this is some kind of giant laser sight on the top. It's kind of interesting that he has the same peg on his gun so it could fit into his back hole. And he has a similar kind of hard point for the huge diamond that came with Karen Ross that you could put on his weapon. And it looks like on his backpack as well. So I guess the idea is, like, if you were playing with these, that the diamonds are kind of this interchangeable power unit, perhaps? And that was kind of the whole point of the movie, was to find the diamonds. But only Karen Ross comes with one in the line, so yeah, it definitely fits in there. And it fits in his backpack as well. So he can have diamond-powered night vision or diamond-powered tracer assault weapon, but only one at a time. And you gotta pass the diamonds around because there's only one. Well, like Karen Ross's accessories are pretty large, but I do like about this line so far anyway is that like it's a manageable amount of accessories. Like with Stargate, they came with so much junk, like you couldn't have the figures hold everything, so you got a lot of stuff laying around. But these guys, they can at least hold and wear everything at once, and they don't have any trouble holding the stuff like some of the Stargate people did either. But in terms of outfit, he isn't really patterned at all after the character in the movie either. I think he's just kind of wearing pants and a t-shirt through the whole thing. And here we have Amy with communicator backpack, which makes sense since that's her big feature in the movie, is that she has a computer-assisted sign language backpack. You know, it seems like a bit of a miss here that they could have done like the backpack had some kind of, they could put some of the like one of the speech features like that one G.I. Joe series, I forget the name, where they could push a button on their backpack and it talked, but that would have probably significantly increased the cost of this figure and the size of the backpack. So here's Amy out of the package. She's definitely the most movie accurate since she is a gorilla, and they didn't embellish a whole lot except for her kind of harness thing is a bit more extreme than it is in the movie. It's just more like kind of a JanSport backpack. She's quite hollow, like all of her is kind of squishy and it makes her very light, but they did add a little bit more articulation, it looks like, in the waist. Yeah, so you can kind of turn her and get some some action poses here. I guess she's kind of making the death metal horns here with one paw or one hand. I don't know. Let's get her backpack out. So her backpack is in two pieces. There's the backpack itself, which also has a power diamond slot. I really can't think of anything else those would be used for except for that diamond. And I guess if I was a kid playing with these, I probably would have had the diamond be a central part of the action, I suppose. But it's connected with a kind of thin rope to the handpiece, which is what enables Amy to, I think she calls Peter shitty a bunch in one part of the movie. The backpack just kind of tabs in on the top for the back half, and the front slips over her wrist pretty easily. Yeah, I think she looks pretty good, really. The eyes are kind of creepy and vacant. They did kind of go extreme with the color differentiation between her face and the rest of her body. But there's a lot of nice detail in the hair and the ears and stuff. So far I think she's the best looking figure in this line. And it's kind of a fun bonus. I actually have a rotocast prototype of Amy. Like when you really look at the sculpt of her face on the prototype, you can see what a difference the painting has made. Like it's actually, like you can really see the artistry and skill that goes into this stuff. The mass production kind of painting really, in my opinion, takes away. When you look at just the chest piece comparison, like the detail has softened a bit in the mass production process. So I can imagine a professionally one-off painted version of Amy's figure could look pretty impressive. So that wraps it up for part one of Kenner's 1995 Congo toy line with Karen Ross, Peter Elliot, and Amy the Talking Gorilla, and their only one power diamond to pass around. Even with the asides of, like, I don't think we're going to see throughout the other two human characters that they're not going to really match up to the movie. I'm just really glad this line exists, because it's just fun that something like Congo got this much attention and got a toy line made of it. But thanks for watching, and look out for part two coming soon.